Fox 61 breaking news now.
We begin right now at 6 with breaking news in Waterbury. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Annette Montgomery. Right now, a part of Thomaston Avenue is closed because officials are investigating a crash. So here's what we know so far. Firefighters say they were called around 4:18 this afternoon for a crash involving a scooter or motorcycle and a vehicle. We're also told one person has been taken to the hospital. We have a crew on the way to the scene right now, and we'll keep you updated as soon as we learn any more information. Well, now to today's top story. Cleanup and repair efforts are underway across the southern part of the state after a storm came through yesterday and damaged parts of the beaches and shoreline. Today, neighbors are now reacting to the aftermath of the damage left behind from those floods and the damage to their neighborhoods. Fox 61's Jamel Johnson is live in West Haven with a look at those recovery efforts. Jamel.
Yeah, and I'm standing on Seaview Beach where there was a massive hole here that was really just an eyesore for Lake Street neighbors. Now that hole has since been patched up, but work to restore the beach still continues. Those floods that came through yesterday, they really redirected a lot of plans for people, and now they're hoping for future remedies to prevent it from happening again.
Just at the end of Lake Street, a large hole could be seen stretching from the sandbar to the sidewalk. Crews worked all day filling the hole, and according to Mayor Dorinda Boer, it could take a couple days before the beach is fully restored.
I think they made a good dent today. I think they're going to continue throughout right up until Friday usually is when the beach starts to get active. And even though we tell people to stay off the beach, that sometimes doesn't work, so we want to fix it as fast as we can.
Many in the area weren't prepared for this much rainfall, especially for visitors to the area. That's the case for Megan Jasperson and her 3 friends who are staying at her aunt's house for their college summer break.
It was kind of scary because we didn't know that the ocean could do damage like that, and we saw them out here and we were like wondering what they were fixing and what they were doing because like we've just never experienced it. And it is kind of scary to think about how like 2 days ago we were just out here enjoying the beach, and then just in 1 second it can like turn like that.
We woke up to like a lot of loud rain, and like it was pouring on the house and on the streets, and then all of our phones started like alarming, and we just didn't really know what to do because we've never had that happen like back home.
Jasperson says there was also significant water damage to her aunt's beach home basement. While storm damage is not uncommon for the neighborhood, it still caught longtime neighbor Rebecca Grillo by surprise when she got home.
The big crevices, it was really ruined the beach. And this morning I came by and walked and took a look, and I didn't think it was going to be cleaned up soon. But I was so surprised by now it looks like they flattened it out.
The beach cleanup efforts now involve patching these holes with more sand, which the city says they have more than enough of.
Down the street, we have another beach that has excess sand, so that's a good thing. We don't have to take sand in from any other city or anywhere else. We're just going to move it a quarter mile away down the road, and that's going to help us with there because we can afford to take some sand from down the road.
Looking ahead to the future, Mayor Boer says plans are underway to improve drainage systems in this area.
This is a project that goes from our outflow pipe, which is on the beach, which is one of the critical areas, all the way up Lake Street and through Colonial Boulevard. Our stormwater system is very archaic, and it's about a $4 million project to fix all of this down here. So, we're working on.
Now, Mayor Boer says it took the city about a year to get through the engineering and environmental planning phase of this improvement to the storm drainage system. Right now, they are in the design phase, and they're about 90% through that phase, and they're expecting a 2027 completion date for that. In West Haven, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
Thank you, Jamel. And a few state beaches are closed today following yesterday's heavy rain. Bacteria was found in the water at Rocky Neck, Chatfield Hollow, Wadsworth Falls, and Wharton Brook State Parks. Officials say they're retesting the water today. Some rain in store for tonight, but the good news is it won't even come close to how crazy it was yesterday. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank is here to tell us how much rain we can expect and where. Rachel.
Yeah, it looks like the rain is pretty much winding down. There could be an isolated shower, and there's one, just moving into northern New Haven County, but there's not a lot to speak of. So other than a light shower or sprinkle, it looks like our rain chances are diminishing, and any thunderstorm threat is coming to an end as well. And yeah, we deserve this after yesterday. Right now, temperatures are in the upper 70s to low 80s for most of the state. state, although still in the mid-80s in Hartford. And while it's still feeling a little bit muggy out there and very humid, in fact, for parts of southern and eastern Connecticut, the humidity is going to be dropping quickly tonight, and especially as we head through the coming days. And that means a really beautiful stretch of weather and good sleeping weather tonight, with overnight lows that'll fall back into the 50s as we head towards daybreak tomorrow. So tomorrow looks like a beauty, sunny, less humid, highs in the upper 70s to near 80. We've got more days like this right into the weekend. Your full forecast is coming up, Annette.
It's disgusting to hear what this facility did. Disgusting. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Today, lawmakers, attorneys, and families of the victims in a sexual abuse case involving a former Avon daycare worker met at the Capitol to talk about how the state can hold Bright Path Early Learning and Child Care accountable, starting with yanking their license. In April, a former employee, Jan Carlos Barrios Otero, was charged with sexual assault, and police have now identified 5 victims and say the incidents all happened to the children during nap time. Fox 61's Celine Arif shares how legislators now hope the state will get involved.
Both Avon Police and the Department of Homeland Security are investigating this case, and now lawmakers are asking the Attorney General's office to do an investigation too. Given how long the abuse went on, they say more children could be in harm's way if the company isn't shut down sooner than later.
There were multiple failures that occurred here, and nothing was done about them. Today was about the families getting to share their stories, really for the first time.
Sarah Klein is one of the attorneys leading a civil suit against Bright Path. Since Jean Carlos Barrios Otero was arrested in April, Klein and attorney Eric Schoenberg talked to more than 100 families who sent their kids to the Avon location that closed in May. 5 of those victims' families met with lawmakers at the Capitol, including State Senate Minority Leader Stephen Harding.
Clearly, the daycare center here knew or should have known what was going on and allowed this abuse to continue.
Harding is calling on the Office of Early Childhood to revoke Bright Path's license. The business has 21 centers across the state.
There needs to be legislative fixes, which we're going to be tackling in the next legislative session, to ensure this does not happen to any other children, that no other family has to endure this.
Harding says the state shouldn't let Bright Path take care of more children, and Schoenberg agrees. He says Bright Path hasn't been transparent about what happened.
Avon Police Department has done an incredible job from the beginning. I can personally confirm that they are looking into multiple other potential victims, several, and there will be more. There's only so many they can do at a time.
Klein says they've talked to former employees, including some who only worked at the Avon location for a day because of how bad conditions were. She says they felt intimidated and threatened when they complained about serious issues.
Things didn't just fail once. They failed over and over and over for the course of many years. That has to do with reporting, complaints, camera evidence being not properly viewed or misviewed.
Now the attorneys are asking any other former employees who witnessed the same issues to come forward. They say they can keep their identities confidential. In Hartford, Celine Arif, Fox 61.
Chief, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life.
Tonight, we're getting our first look at Hartford police confronting former city treasurer Carmen Sierra after she returned to City Hall following her departure. The mayor's office said because she was a former employee, she shouldn't have been there accessing secure facilities, but Sierra disagreed. Now here's the lead up. On July 6, Sierra sent a letter to her staff saying she was retiring effective immediately so she could be more present with her family. Then 2 days later, Sierra returned. She and her attorney claimed it was because her transition to retirement wasn't fully complete and that she still needed to address her staff, return security badges and key cards, and do some processing with the city clerk.
What are you doing here today?
To pick up my stuff, to give him what he needs to do and pick up my stuff, which I'm waiting for my kids to come to take my flowers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm doing.
But there's more context. She retired during an audit of the city and of its billion-dollar pension fund. It also came a month after former city pension commissioner Sean Wooden resigned, citing concerns about communication with Sierra and the pension commission. Sierra and her attorney have also denied rumors that she was shredding documents during her return.
That's very disrespectful to have all the cops, which I enjoy all of you because I took care of all your pensions, guys, especially the chief. You know, this is not the best way to do this.
And Sierra was elected to a 4-year term as treasurer in 2023. In the position, she handled all city funds, the pension portfolio, and manages all city cash and oversees banking services. Once that audit is complete, we'll share those findings. Tonight, West Haven police have now identified the suspect and victim in a deadly stabbing from earlier this week. 24-year-old Wickens Castillo is charged with murder in 35-year-old Robert Piccirillo's death. Investigators say it happened Sunday afternoon at an apartment on Meadowbrook Court. Detectives say it was an act of family violence, but tonight we don't know how the two are related. Castillo is being held on a $1 million bond. We'll take a look right now. Newington police are looking for the driver who they say rammed into a police cruiser yesterday. Right now, they're looking for a white Honda Accord with a California license plate. Officers say they tried to pull that car over in the parking lot of a Dollar Tree on Cedar Street for multiple violations. Police say during that traffic stop, the driver intentionally hit a cruiser, backed up, hit it again, and then sped off. Investigators say they did identify the person, and now they're applying for an arrest warrant. State police say a driver in Heartland was trapped in their car for all of last night after a crash. They say they weren't rescued until early this morning. They say someone passing by called them at 6:50 a.m. after finding the car, which had rolled down an embankment on South Road last night. Police didn't say exactly where the crash happened, but said the driver couldn't call for help. That driver was taken to a hospital and is expected to recover.